So could you just start by telling me your name?
I'm Lori Harrelson.
I'm Richard.
Hi.
And this is Clyde.
Hi, Clyde. So I guess we'll start by, you mentioned you had an interesting experience with your doxies and a rattlesnake. You want to start with that?
Sure. About 11 months ago, we had our two dachshunds, our red boy Bogey and Clyde here, and our black labs out in the desert. And Richard was with him, and they were getting close to getting back to the truck, and he saw our black lab run over to a bush, and of course Bogey had to run over there too, and then Clyde ran over, and then Richard saw the snake. He shot into the ground to get the dogs away, but realized that Clyde had been bitten. Got the dogs back into the truck and barreled down Las Vegas Boulevard to get to the vet. And at that point, on the way, he had realized that Bogey had been bitten also. Bogey was bitten on the chest, and Clyde had gotten bitten twice, once on the right eye and once on the side of his face. We got him to the vet within 25 minutes, and they both had their rattlesnake vaccine. But we lost our Bogey after 48 hours, and Clyde spent 3 weeks in and out of the hospital, but he made it.
Yeah, you talked a little bit about his reaction to the bite. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit? How?
Yeah, as well, to look at him today, you wouldn't realize, but his head was probably about 3 times the size of what it should have been. So he swelled up real good. He couldn't drink, couldn't eat. When we take him outside to go to the bathroom and stuff, all he could do is kind of squawk, because his belly was even dragging the ground because he had gained so much weight. About 15 pounds up there, just water accumulation and everything.
He looked like a pug.
Like I said, it was kind of a weird experience, just being that we've gone out there for like 8 years. I've taken our 2 black labs out there and always run around, never saw a snake of any kind. So always kind of had the, I don't know, I guess a false security that everything was okay out there, and we never had any problems. And like I said, then we started looking around, and Lori had mentioned one of the guys at the Dachshund Rescue said something about you guys' rattlesnake course. And that's why we wanted to bring them over here, because like I said, we love going out in the desert. We like them having their freedom and letting them run and everything, but also at the same time, I'm not up to losing any more dogs over something like this.
Totally understand. So do you recall what the vet bills came to?
6, 7, 8.
Bogey was about 4,000 and didn't even make it. And Clyde was probably about 12,000, 15,000 by the time we got everything done.
And everything like that, but
he ended up having, after he did get the bite, it opened. He ended up having an abscess, and then he had to have surgery twice.
Yeah.
And then finally, probably after about 2 weeks, they were able to close the wound. He had a big gaping wound over his eye. So vet bills got pretty high, but we paid him off in December.
Yeah, it was kind of like, the working the overtime. I guess we just started going, and we just had such a love for our dogs and everything. We just couldn't stop. It was just, and we kept asking, is this the right thing we're doing? Our vet said, all we can do is just hope for what we can. We didn't want him to be in pain or anything, and that big thing was he was okay without that. So he wasn't in pain, and the vets were fantastic vets.
And so how do you feel today's training when he's already been through it?
Excellent. I was very impressed, like I said, with your handlers and everything, and the snake. Also, I guess the biggest thing was, like I said, he avoided the snake. When we went over to the pipe, he smelled it right away, in other words. And also, like I said, when he came back to me, took the big wide berth around the snake because he knew the snake was there.
Perfect.
And so, like I said, that's one thing I wanted him to do, is take a wide berth around anything like that from now on.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story, and I'm really sorry about your loss.
Thank you.
Again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.